Welcome to the ninth round of TPMFA Cup. It's the first game on a Saturday evening. I'm your host, Reina, and with me, as usual, I have Saeed. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
So, the two teams meeting today will be Underdogs United and Special Forces. The last match ended with a draw.
Yeah,
It was a pretty equal match. As I recall, Underdogs had one player less on the second half of the game, but it was still very decent game from them. But Special Forces, of course, did a very good job there. Oxy was in goal that game for
yeah,
Underdogs. And should we expect to see some close fight today as well?
yeah. There is some interesting name missing right here. We're talking about LM10, but
Yeah,
otherwise the teams look stacked.
yeah, definitely. We see Nas basically replacing him, and we also saw Thai on bench. So maybe we
Yeah,
will see Thai in game instead with Karolas in defense, but we might see Nas play as well. We see a much more
yeah,
defensive squad from Underdogs though.
yeah. Um, Too much has changed since the second round. Things became more clear about the placement and stuff. But other than the teams that qualified and didn't qualify, these two are the only two that can change something by winning this match. Special Forces having 14 points, Underdogs having 16 points. So
Yeah,
a win
basically
for
the
either
only
team would finish the standings for before round 10. Sorry.
yeah only group that is still open is Group B. Even though the last two teams don't have a chance anymore to qualify, the playoff spots uh, are still open for the second and third place owners. So even Underdogs, by winning this game, they could still finish the group with a top spot, but they need a very good result against New Factory, of course, in their next
Yeah,
game.
definitely.
But yeah, Special Forces has to win both of their games if they want to finish on the second spot and get a more easier opponent in the face of Napoli in playoffs.
Yeah. Speaking of Napoli, there is the second place of that group talking about Snazzies. Snazzies face off against New Factory tomorrow in what promises to be a final-like game.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be also streaming that game tomorrow, and it will be interesting to see. We see many transfers in Snazzy as well. They are definitely improving their side, and hopefully we will see a very good fight there. New Factor, of course, like they said, they will focus on one game at a time, and they aren't really focusing on playoffs yet. So they really want a good result against Snazzy as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Just for that extra resting space between the playoffs and group stage. They get a bit of time off if they don't need to play in quarterfinals.
Definitely. So speaking of underdogs, the last round they have gone against not a crew. They won 2-1, but unfortunately, the team that got the praise, the team that was talked about was not a crew, not um, underdogs, which means that win probably wasn't very convincing.
Yeah, that was a very good game actually, by not a crew. Kind of an unlucky ending because they both had very equal amount of chances. Good job there by Catfish and Iglesias. And actually,
Yeah,
all
definitely.
players of not a crew. It was just an unlucky ending for them. It could have been a draw. It could have been a loss. Underdogs have definitely been a bit shaky. It's even more interesting to see them without LM today. Probably Normie are going to have to organize their lineup today. We will see
Yeah,
OG
definitely.
Pegasus, Oxy, Kerolos, and Nas. Kerolos in goal, as I understand. So Oxy will be maybe playing attack on LM spot today, most likely.
Yes, since we spoke about the previous match of underdogs, let's talk about the previous match of Special Forces against Geek, the last match before Geek disbanded.
Yeah,
You know, aside from the very controversial goal that Ibrahimovic scored, I believe, that
yeah.
was a pretty
Against
one-sided game, and Special Forces made quite the statement going into this match.
Yeah, definitely. Ibrahimovic finally has found himself as well. He was under criticism for the past rounds that he wasn't seen that much, only playing in midfield in his preferable position of the central midfielder, attacking midfield.
Yeah.
But he really shined finally, and yeah, despite the odd goal that was counted, it was still a very dominant performance from Special Forces. And today as well, they'll be lining up with their main players, and we will be seeing a very confident play by them, definitely.
Yeah, the first half begins and underdogs to take the kickoff.
So yeah, we see Yashin in goal today for Special Forces as usual. PJ and Flame in defense, probably. Husky on the wing. Ibrahimovic seems to be the striker maybe today as well. PJ now on the back line. Passes it through to Ibrahimovic, but it's an offside there. So Pegasus and North are the defenders of Underdogs today, which means Axie indeed is a central striker, probably Nurmio also coming down for defensive duties.
Yeah. I mean, with Augie around, Augie is an attacker, so
And
basically they
Nurmio
have
gets
to
through there,
replace.
but PJ takes up the loose ball. Yeah, we definitely have to keep an eye out for Oji. He's a very decent winger, a very decent attacker, and the ball through there by Ibrahimovic, very good lob, but Husky already was in an offside position. So Special Forces seem to be doing the same kind of strategy they had against New Factory as well, trying to find Husky, trying to find some player open who can escape, risking offsides, but you have to do it.
And now the Notorious Bruno is on the wing.
Yeah, it's a very good attack there. Decent cross in.
Oh,
Ibrahimovic gets the header from
nice
Pegasus.
read
Husky
right
is
there.
open, but still marked by Pegasus. Puts a lob
Oh,
in, but OG clears it. PJ, Bruno. And Underdogs under a very big pressure right now. Bruno
yeah, they are
manages to
applying a
confuse
big
the
pressure
defender
on them.
3 times, but Pegasus in the end right in front of goal.
We saw
And
five
the long
people
ball,
in the box from underdogs.
yeah, and a bit of a nervous clearance from Pegasus, but Nurmio gets the ball and the positive shot
Random
goes
shot.
over the bar. Yashin plays it short for PJ, Bruno, Ibrahimovic. Back to PJ. Flame now.
Playing very
Ibrahimovic.
patiently right here.
Very patient play by Special Forces indeed. It's kind of like a slower version of Rogue's game we see here.
Yeah,
One defender
definitely.
going up in attack. Bruno now doesn't get the ball, doesn't reach it. Now Ogi with a long ball tries to
Oh,
find someone. It's cleared by Paskid. Ball deflects from Exi. PJ up front for Paskid. He isn't offside there. Plays it
that's a
to
nice ball.
Ibrahimovic.
That's
Can
a
he
nice
do it
ball.
against Nas? But Nas blocks it. Bruno now plays it. Paskid opens up again. Very good chance for Paskid.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, and goes past the.
Of course, Basket. We talked about his brilliant performance against no factory, and he's showing up here today as well.
Yeah, I would say that he's definitely one of the biggest developers during the group stage so far. And there's
And
the
there he
goal,
is.
and very big mistake by Lala as well. It wasn't a very hard shot to save. It wasn't very strong, but Lala with the jumping mistake there. So it's 1-0 to Special Forces. Many
And
people wouldn't have predicted that start.
No Factory played with a similar strategy. They had two defenders covering for Ibrahimovic, and Basket was open.
One
That's
thing that is not working here is the defensive line. We constantly see either Pegasus and us losing one player that is escaping. If it's Ibrahimovic, Bronu, or Paski, that's either one of those three. And again, Nurmio has to
yeah. You can't
cycle it
overlook
out to a
either of
corner
those.
kick. Play it short to PJ. It's a crush and
Oh,
it's a very
nice
long
ball.
cross. Bronu gets the shot, but Ogi blocks it. Flame now gathers the ball.
Nice read by
Has been
Flame.
pushing it forward. And
Oh,
a bit of lack of communication there, but PJ picks it up. And again, a
yeah.
through
Nothing
ball. And
serious.
Romeo there has to push it up front. It's a very bad decision, actually, but Pegasus manages to clear it for a corner kick. But the same
Nothing
thing they're planning
surprising.
for.
Special forces have been convincing in every challenge they had today, but underdogs seem to be absent for the
This is,
moment.
yeah, they are completely out of their element today with this game. And another great shot by Paskid, but this time Carolus was ready for it. PJ, and Flame seems to be moving around there, but he's back in the game. Pegasus now. Nas with a long ball. A very
How can
unconvincing
PJ be
pass.
everywhere at the same time?
Oji now, maybe it's a chance for them to get back into the game. Oji and Flame with a very good clearance there. And a first corner kick for Underdogs.
Axie
Actually,
here for a short pass in the wing. Probably passes back to
and,
Augie.
you know,
No, he crosses.
and the header goes over the bar for Pegasus. And a second place finish isn't even looking that out of the books for Special Forces. It definitely can happen.
Yeah,
If we
they
see
can sense it right now.
Flame.
That's a weird
Bruno.
pass, but Bruno is on the run.
Bruno and a
Oh!
narrow save by Carolus. Very well pushed away from the near post. Bruno, they try to take a short corner again. Oji is pressuring Ibrahimovic. Bruno cutting inside. Tries to find Pascal. Normia is there.
Oh!
And yeah, you see Normia even has to fall back, and it's basically a three-man defense line now.
Yeah, nothing they can do. Special forces are really applying some strong pressure right here.
Yeah, I think it all comes from PJ also forcing the ball upwards. They are playing with basically four men up the field all the time, like Rogue does. And now
And
Bruno
that's a
opens
nice
up.
pass.
Carolus is low
Oh!
out of the goal, but it's cleared. PJ can't get the shot on target there.
Augie saved the team from a disaster
Yeah,
right there.
Oji very well placed there. And Bruno, great dribbling, tries to get forward once again. Oji is doing a good job marking him as well, but now tries to cross inside.
Oh,
Doesn't
nice ball.
reach it. And yeah, Normia has to sit in defense now. Bruno.
3 minutes until the end of the first half. Bruno is on the wing.
Oh, and
And that's the
Ibrahimovic
second goal.
just presses it inside. And a great cross there by Bruno. And we see Underdogs just melting apart there.
Yeah, and with the second half approaching, do you expect a change to happen? Should a change
I
happen?
don't think so. They have key players missing. They have pretty much a new player in the lineup now who hasn't played in league games yet. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the lack of
definitely,
competitive experience really hurt right here.
yeah. We do see
Oh, that's a
Thai
nice pass.
and now
Oh,
I could say by Carlos there, but it wasn't that challenging either. So we see 2-0 in the first half. Special Forces leading quite comfortably, watching their play style. It's very evident that they have.
Yashin really wasn't tested at all this half.
Yeah. And Thai isn't subbed in, so they do believe that Nas should play on as their main defender right now. Maybe Underdogs do believe they can make a comeback here. Oji now on a rare attack. PJ cuts it away. Tuskid now. And it's a 3-on-3 attack again. Nas does get this ball.
Nas with a nice save.
Normio. Ogi.
Oh,
Passes
that's
it
a
well
nice
to
pass.
Normio. And finally we saw a good 1-2 that Special Forces have been practicing the whole game. And Normio and headed away by PJ. Ibrahimovic now opening up on the wing. Puts a long ball forward. Ogi very good header there to cut it away. But it's a throw-in for Special Forces. Bruno with a
the
positive
Notorious with a nice
throw there.
throw in.
Basket. Can he shoot first touch? No, he doesn't. Very smart move, but Carlos is ready there. Very good dummy shot there by Cutting. And now PJ Flame. And we've seen no real attempts from Underdogs besides that Normio shot that went over the bar and the Pegasus header from a corner kick.
Ibrahimovic pushing.
Good
That
job
was a
as
very
well.
weak shot.
Carlos secures the ball, and they just have to try with long balls. This is a very erratic play from them.
Oh, that
PJ,
was a bad pass.
dear.
Oh, where's the defense?
Not
Where's the
away,
defense?
and it seems to be some kind of problem here. But as Special Forces play on, they don't stop their play, and Pasquid is cleared by Axie, but it's still Special Forces
awkward.
ball. This is just painful to watch now. Pegasus.
Definitely.
And another long ball up front, and no chance there. Ibrahimovic one-on-one against Carlos. Can he do it? Oh, great save by Carlos. We've seen definitely some really great saves from him today.
Definitely.
Can't really blame him for the coming defeat that is really haunting them right now.
Yeah, the first goal was his mistake, but other than that, he was put under pressure. He was tested, and he proved.
Romeo now they try with the crosses again. Bruno is there. Ogi mistimes the header. Pasquid Ibrahimovic. And very, very smart, amazing decision making by Special Forces today. Very focused game. We can really compare them with Rogue now. Nearly loses the ball there for Nurmio, but no. PJ. Long ball up front. Carlos out of his goal. No. Let's Augie take it. Nurmio, Flame. It doesn't challenge Nurmio. Now Nurmio gets up forward. Skips the two tackles, but Josh
no.
is there, and that's not a very problematic
Very
cross.
misplaced cross.
And Paskid
That
nearly
was
gets
a
the
nice
ball. A
cross.
very good attempt there by Yashin.
Definitely.
Let's see. Nurmio. Pegasus. And we see really nobody even attempting to force an attack or pressuring special forces.
Yeah, really no
Without,
option here.
without telling them,
Had
you
Pegasus
see
right there.
no attacking presence in their game. Bruno.
I mean, they are trying, but the defense is just too good.
Yeah. Flame. Ibrahimovic. But he
A
was
clear
offside.
offside right there.
He
Oh, Ogi
pushes it
loses
to
focus for a
Flame,
moment
gets the
and pays
ball.
for it.
Bruno again on the attack. Tries to find Paskid. Can he do it? No. Carlos is out
Oh,
of his goal.
why?
Actually, weird decision by Paskid there. He could have reached it with a tackle.
Oh, nice save by PJ.
Flame. Bruno. Ibrahimovic slightly offside there.
Yeah, 3 goals last round, 3 offsides this round. Keep going, bro.
Paskid. Bruno now opening up. Can he shoot? Maybe crosses it to Ibrahimovic as he does, but Axi clears it. And now even Axi has to defend,
Yeah, very
Pegasus.
desperate situation
Oh,
for
sorry,
underdogs
Paskid.
here.
Flame. Bruno. And it's basically a
Oh, nice
five-man
pass.
defensive line now. Flame now. Bruno. And finally opened up and it's 3-0, and that was inevitable to say the least.
Yeah. The Notorious with a
Even
cheeky
with
shot right
5
there.
men in the box, they can't really do anything. Underdogs. Special forces just keep lockpicking their defense with these passes, and Ibrahimovic plays himself past Nas very well now. Pass kid.
He could shoot right there, but playing it very patiently what he has to
Decided
lose.
to wait for others to show
Oh,
up. Oh,
oh,
good, dear
what?
Lord. And this just sums up the evening of underdogs, Complete lack of understanding in defense.
I mean, at least one of their players finally scored.
Yeah, to be fair, it was a great header. Carolus had no time to react. Yashin pulls a good save there. Finally, he got tested as well.
He, yeah,
Yashin
he
takes
had no right
his time with the
directing
pass.
it at the
No,
goal right there.
yeah. But now they lose the ball. They should avoid the and now Oxy
Yeah,
gets the
underdogs,
ball.
you're doomed. You're very doomed.
Oh, and Yashin doing a very silly mistake there, but Oxy
Oh,
hits the
actually,
crossbar, and now I think special
would have
forces
been
have
his second goal
gone
this evening.
yeah, they're planning a bit too optimistically now. OG, but PJ gets it. Normia pushes it away, but Ibrahimovic and Paskid are opening up. Does the ball reach
Oh,
Paskid? Yes,
that's
it
a
does.
nice receive.
Ibrahimovic, and it's a 2-on-1 attack. Can they do it? Nas
Oh,
pushes it away.
nice.
Bruno is coming forward. Bruno with a pass back, PJ, and
Oh,
it goes
a slide would
wide,
have
and
done.
it's a goal kick. Kind of ruined their attack there with the pass back.
Yeah, 3 minutes left. Nothing they can do right here.
Absolutely no efforts from underdogs this game. Yashin.
I mean,
Yashin
as
playing
if
on the
special
field
forces.
himself might want to try something. A very decent pass curling outwards. Bruno now. Will he try
Oh, nice
again?
pass.
But Pegasus there stops
Pegasus
the ball.
for the save.
And
That's
the game is turned
overtime.
to
That's it.
overtime, and it's game over. And underdogs
I,
have conceded a very major defeat against special forces.
yeah, and as if special forces had to prove anything after amazing performances over and over the past 8 weeks, here they are
Yeah,
making a statement at the cost of underdogs.
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
a notable absence by LM10. I expected him, to perform a little bit better than he did on commentary last week,
yeah.
but he's nowhere to be seen today anyway.
So the live table as it stands is that special forces have passed underdogs on the table. They have
Yeah,
17
17
points now.
points.
Underdogs have 16. And if underdogs lose to New Factory as well, then it's third place in the group for them.
Yeah, definitely. And they will have to deal with Snazzies, the team that almost took the Premier League away from them.
Yeah, definitely no. This game didn't throw underdogs in a very positive light. Definitely not the team we were used to seeing in the Premier League. But I guess every team has its bad times when you have to play with B choice players, and that was the day.
And for special forces, everybody performed, but for underdogs, probably the only player that shined is Kerolos, which appears to be out of underdogs going forward.
Yeah, he did actually a very good job there. Took the goalkeeper spot and gave it his best. Some very good narrow saves there. Husky could have gone on to make even
Hat trick or
a
something.
scoring party,
Yeah,
and I think that also puts into perspective, how top teams they rather play with their main lineup of 5-6 players, and I think Underdogs United just proved how one player difference can change
yeah,
the
change the
game plan.
landscape basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, by the way, if you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard, the supposed match that's happening after this match between Nottingham and Leamington is cancelled.
Yeah, of course, because Leamington folded, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely sad news. We've had three clubs now fold because of the disappointing performances or just stronger opponents coasting past them, like we saw Galatasaray do because they saw no hope in playing anymore. But we also saw
yeah,
Kiak
definitely.
fold with a very controversial decision actually because they could have won Napoli, but now they decided to stop and call it a day, and some of their players moved on to Rogues Academy, Santa Claus. So which means Napoli has confirmed to be in the playoffs as well now.
Yeah, good for Napoli. But you know, I feel like it's not really good for Napoli. It's a team that had something to prove and could prove something, but it was taken away from
Yeah,
them.
definitely. Everyone wants to play rather with their own skill leveled opponents, but for Napoli now it's a big step forward. They have to play strong against. Well, we will see. It's either underdogs or special forces, but it might
Yeah.
even be special forces now.
And I'd like to note something here. PJ, I don't know. For me, if he keeps up with performances like this, sorry, he could very well be the player of the year. It won't even be debatable.
Yeah, definitely. I know many people don't credit him because he seems to do the dirty work. He has to cut through passes. He has to stay low because it's just his choice to play as a defender. But this game, you saw him open up. He really managed to open up his potential, like we see Inwa doing in Rogue Family. As an upper defender, he pushes into attacks and finds the open spaces.
Yeah, definitely. Do we have any interview?
I guess not today, so probably calling it today, and will
Yeah,
be.
thank you for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, thank you for joining us and stay tuned for tomorrow's game. It's gonna be a big one.
Snazzies against Noob Factory
Yeah,
at 17:30 GMT time. Don't miss it.
yeah. So be there and see you.
See you.